Hey, welcome! Today we're diving into something pretty powerful. The principles of a prayer life that, according to Apostle Joshua Selman, can literally move heaven and earth. We're going to unpack this idea that prayer isn't just, well, words, it's a force. So let's jump right in. Okay, so right at the heart of this whole teaching is this one powerful idea. This isn't just some nice quote you put on a wall. Nope, this is a foundational belief. The idea here is that prayer isn't a passive wish you just send up into the sky. It's the active trigger that actually kicks off divine action right here in our world.
So let's really dig into that. What does it mean? Well, the core belief we're looking at is that prayer is the main catalyst for God's intervention. Think of it like this. It's the system, the protocol, that authorizes heavenly activity to happen down here on earth.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because a crucial distinction is made here. You see, crying out in pain or sorrow, God hears that. He gets it. But this teaching says it's prayer that actually compels his action. See the difference? One gets attention, the other gets a response. It's a game changer.
Okay, so that leads us to the real power and purpose of prayer. It's not just about asking for something one time and hoping for the best. No, this perspective frames it as something way bigger. It's like a long-term spiritual investment. And the best part, it comes with guaranteed returns.
And here's the crucial point. No genuine prayer ever goes to waste. Ever. The analogy used is that your prayers are stored up, kind of like in vials in heaven, and they accumulate over time. So every time you pray, you're making a deposit. You might not see it right away, but your spiritual account is growing, and it's getting ready for a massive payout down the line. And this next analogy just brilliantly explains why patience is so important. Think about it like an airplane journey. The second you pray, that's takeoff. Your answer has been dispatched from heaven. But then, for most of the trip, the plane is in the clouds. It's hidden from your view. You can't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not moving, right? You just have to have the faith to wait for the landing when that answer finally becomes visible in your life at just the right time.
And you know what? That long journey through the clouds, that requires stamina. That's the key word here. This teaching really hammers home that seeing results demands that you stick with it. It's about refusing to give up, even when the skies look totally empty. You have to keep praying, keep believing until you see that plane land. But here's the thing. It's not just about getting stuff from heaven. Prayer does something else, something profound. It has this incredible transformative effect on you. We're talking about enlarging your own personal capacity to contain and express the divine.
And check out this analogy. A prayerless life, it's like a dripping tap. All the water, all the potential, is right there in the pipes, but only a tiny, frustrating fraction is actually getting through. You're never going to fill a bucket that way, right? Your spiritual capacity is just restricted.
But prayer? Prayer is what throws that valve wide open. It allows the full force of everything that's locked up inside your spirit to just gush out and find visible expression in your life. We're talking about the difference between a tiny drip and a powerful downpour.
Okay, so all of this leads to a really practical and honestly a really important point, your personal responsibility. In this way of thinking, prayer isn't some optional extra you do when you feel like it. No, it's presented as a core, non-negotiable responsibility for every single believer. And just look at the contrast here. It's one thing to get a spiritual insight, right? Maybe you see a prophecy or you sense a warning about something. But that insight is basically wasted if you don't then actively engage with it in prayer, either to birth that good thing into reality or to stop that danger dead in its tracks. And this quote just drives the point all the way home. Just seeing things in the Spirit doesn't actually help you, not on its own. Prayer is the tool. It's the system of authorization that you use to say yes to God's will and affirm no to anything that tries to stand against it. You are the one who allows or disallows things through prayer. Okay, so you're probably thinking, how do I actually do this? Well, let's get super practical. We're shifting from the why to the how, with some really concrete steps for building a consistent and powerful prayer life. But first, let's tackle a really common roadblock. I think a lot of us feel this way sometimes, right? This idea that maybe you're not a prayer warrior, that you don't have some special gift for it. Well, this teaching confronts that excuse head-on. And the answer is a big, fat, definitive no. Prayer is not some mystical talent that only a few people have. It's a discipline. It's a necessary choice for your spiritual health, just like taking a bath or eating is for your physical health. You don't wait until you feel like eating, do you? You build the habit because you know you need it to live.
So here you go, a practical toolkit to help you get started or get stronger. First, create an atmosphere. Put on some worship music. Second, set an alarm clock. Don't just wait around to feel like it. Third, find a partner, someone to agree with you in prayer. It's powerful. Also, focus on consistency over intensity. A daily connection is way better than a huge session once a month. And finally, a special note here for fathers, take up the responsibility to lead your family in prayer.
All right, as we start to wrap this up, this quote really brings it all together. The ultimate goal here isn't just about getting personal peace. It's about birthing significant, world-changing results. These greater works that are talked about, they aren't just wished for. They are born, and then they are enforced in the place of prayer.
And that really leaves us with one last big question to think about. If this whole framework is true, that the spiritual realm is literally waiting for authorization from us through prayer, then what destiny, what promise, what incredible breakthrough is just sitting there waiting for you to pray it into existence? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me